Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks pregame show powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at comed.com/clean. I'm Jay Zawaski with Greg Boysen, and he's back. He has been activated off long-term injured reserve. It's Mario Tirabassi. He is here. And you just wanted to do the whole pregame show yourself and get all the thoughts out that you had
sure.
ruminating while you were out?
I wrote down a lot of thoughts that I haven't been able to express over the last
Furthermore,
week. Yeah.
I believe, yes. Well, it's good to have you back, buddy. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Good.
We've got a big game tonight that could be potentially ugly.
It's a wonderful matchup.
Tonight's post-game show could be all about Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What's your favorite color? Let us know in the
We
chat.
might end up talking about this game for like 6 minutes and then being like,
I've done
all right.
nothing but watch Christmas movies this past week.
Yes.
So.
So you know.
I can die on my hill. That Elf is an overrated Christmas movie.
That's a terrible take, but that's fine.
You won't die alone.
Why do you hate joy?
I don't. I just hate
Anyway,
Elf.
that's dumb. That's a terrible take. There, see, we're disagreeing.
There you go.
Look at us go.
Tune in for more of this on the postgame.
Anyway, if you missed the news, Seth Jones is not on the trip. He will miss at least 2 games. They're saying it's an upper body injury being reevaluated back home. So if you're checking on your gambling apps like DraftKings, the Oilers are minus 520. That is an astronomical number.
Is that a lot?
That's a
Seems like
lot. So for those that
lot.
don't
I don't think that's
wager,
I don't think that's even the worst. The Blackhawks have been an underdog though.
really, that I mean,
There was a game last year that was like minus 600, wasn't there?
oof.
Like it was like them against the Leafs or something like late in the season.
Well, I did do a parlay bet for tonight's game, and I'm feeling very confident in it.
Was it Oilers based?
I bet the over 6.5.
Yeah, I like that.
That's yep.
With Connor McDavid, anytime goal scorer, Connor Bedard, anytime goal scorer.
Oh, that's fun.
Plus 475.
That's a
Okay,
fun
that's
one.
not bad.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
So if you don't know, minus 520 means you have to bet $520 to win 100. That's how if you take the Oilers. That's how
Yeesh.
deep of odds are against the Hawks here. And look, hockey's weird. We know that, and maybe you get the Oilers coming into this game saying, this is going to be a breeze. You know, we all know they're galvanized and they're rolling, and Connor McDavid's on fire. And you never know when you can catch a team like that. But this might be the night where we all find out just how valuable Seth Jones is.
We're going to learn these next 2 nights at least.
Yes.
Gonna learn
How
today.
valuable he is, and that he is this team's number 1 defenseman.
Yes. Why don't we hear from Luke Richardson? Because there is a lot to get to.
Does he have more gray hair all of a sudden?
Yeah, really. He is fully gray. He looks like Pat Foley now. It's not only Seth Jones. Boris Kachuk was waived and then eventually sent down to Rockford. So there is some other news aside from Seth Jones. So let's hear what Luke had to say after the morning skate this morning.
No, he stayed back. He just got jammed up late in the third period, and we're just going to get further evaluation before he meets up with us, whether it be on this trip or at home.
So he could theoretically meet you in Seattle.
Yeah, I doubt it. Probably won't be on the trip, but you can always have some hope.
Is that upper or
Can we
lower
just
body?
lower
Yeah,
this
upper body.
mic really quick, please? Thank you.
Yeah.
As far as the lineup tonight,
Well, we have Philip Ruse in, and he'll be playing tonight, obviously, for Seth. Peter will be starting, and I think that we have also Donato's back from illness, and Reese Johnson will be out.
no Jones, no Korchinski. This is a very tall order for this young defense. Like, what do you tell them?
That's a good way to put it. Tall order, because they're all tall. But you know what? Play on the inside. Special teams, meaning penalty kill and 5-on-5. We want to make sure we play the inside out. Some dangerous players on that team, and we just got to make sure puck management's going to be a key for us tonight to try and keep it out of their hands as much as possible.
Kachuk on waivers, I think he cleared. Is he going to go to Rockford, and what's the logic behind it?
Yeah, that's the plan. I think just wasn't playing a whole lot, and for a guy like that, he needs to skate and play in the games, and that's what Rockford's there for. And definitely he was disappointed, but we personally think it's the best thing for him right now.
How would you say that Bedard is sort of handling the city-to-city first-year tour, where there's obviously going to be lots of attention? There will be here today. What do you see from him in handling all of that comes with being him?
Yeah, I think he's had some really good training in that area, just being with the World Juniors the last few years, and obviously his team has really prepared him well. He's a very humble, quiet guy off the ice, and handles his attention very well. And he just wants to get back out there and play. That's his whole focus. So, he does his responsibility that he has, and he knows what it is being a high-profile player and pick. And he's doing a great job with that and balancing it. And seems like he's fresh every time he goes on the ice. So that's a good sign.
We sense from him as a competitor, like somebody that wants to win, used to winning, and when you're not winning, kind of how he deals with that, even though he's new in the league.
Yeah, and you know what, we're in a transition. Our organization, we're working our way up, and there is times of frustration because you want to win. That's the key. Every player on our team wants to win first, and it's disappointing at the end of games. But you know what, the good thing, I think Connor's mature in that area where he doesn't drag it into the next game. He's fresh and he lets it go, and he's ready for the next shift or the next game.
How have you sensed him? There's a few marquee players in the league. He's gone up against a few of them. What have you seen from him on those nights, and tonight will be one of those nights?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, right from day one, we got Sidney Crosby, and then we go into Boston, and then we go into Vegas, and then Colorado. It was the first trip of the year. That it was and Toronto with Matthews and Tavares and everybody. I think he's hit him right from day one, and tonight's a great challenge for us as a team, but also a good measuring stick for Connor, just to see another great Connor, which I think he trains with, just to see how he conducts himself in the game, and you can kind of pull from these great players that you're playing against, not just trying to stop them.
The Kachuk news seems to be kind of a vote of confidence in Joey Anderson, and he's obviously played really well these past few weeks. I guess, do you see him as a part of this moving forward at this point?
Yeah, right now I think that line is kind of like our staple right now of how we want to play. We want to play simple, but we want to play hard and right every shift, and that's why they start every game, because they give us a good start. And Joey's part of that line, and he fits in well. He's a smart hockey player, and with a couple of roster moves that we've had to make this year, it gave us some room to bring him back up and use him, because we liked him at the end of last year. But we had some veteran guys and some new young guys there at the beginning of the year that just kind of forced that roster move to make sure he was playing, not sitting on the sidelines. So when he did come up, he was firing on all cylinders, and we benefited from that.
There he is, Luke Richardson, the very stressed out and concerned Luke Richardson.
He's going to have to take a shift out there at some point.
You know what?
He might.
Wouldn't be the worst thing.
He spent many years in Edmonton,
Yes,
so
he did.
it wouldn't be too unnatural for him.
It's weird to see him back as a player. Like he's so much more built back then. He had he's got a neck like mine where he didn't have one for a long time.
His hair was much longer.
Yeah, he had
at
good hair.
times. Yeah.
Definitely had good hair. Hey, by the way, I forgot to mention this. We have about 100 people watching and only 29 likes. Please smash that like button for us. That means a lot. It really helps us out. Just get in the habit of every time you're on the YouTube page, hammering that like button as soon as you log on. We would appreciate that. It's going to be a good test for these young guys. And we've been, have you been with us since Crevier played? I don't think so.
Yes.
You have? You were in his debut. Yeah, I mean, we've been impressed with how he's played. And now I think I want to see how him and Phillips do, because they're not going to be able to be quite as sheltered as they typically are.
No.
They're going to be out there against some studs, and I really want to see how they respond.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for those young guys. You got 4 rookies essentially playing tonight, and your veterans are Connor Murphy, who's having one of his worst seasons, at least since coming here.
Yeah.
And the rejuvenated Nikita Zaitsev, who
That word's doing a lot of work.
might be the best defenseman out there tonight. Wow. What is that? I mean,
Yeah.
Vlasic's the best defenseman out there, but
Still.
Zaitsev, it is what it is.
It's a very preseason-y feeling defensive group.
But listen, here's my take on tonight's game. The 18 guys that are going to dress tonight, they have no control over Seth Jones being hurt or Kevin Kuczynski not being on team. All they can control is their effort tonight. If this team comes out and plays their ass off for 60 minutes and still loses by 3 goals, awesome.
Yeah, no one should be mad after this game.
Yeah.
If it's 10-0, you shouldn't be mad after this game.
I'm not going to be mad. I'm going to be
Annoyed.
Annoyed is a good word.
Yes.
I don't even know if annoyed. I'm just going to be like, come on. If it's like another Arizona, if
we're staying up this late, like at least entertain
try hard,
us.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Entertain us
Try
in
hard.
a little bit.
That's all I
yeah.
ask.
But no
Try
overtime,
hard.
though.
No.
I wouldn't
Oh
worry
my
about
God.
that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah.
Look, if the Hawks get to overtime, Luke Richardson should get a lifetime contract. I'm sorry. Like if that happens,
Either that or Peter Mrazek is too.
That too.
Like he's put his best 2 games back to back.
yeah, for sure.
He's playing his best hockey in a long time.
Yep.
He's gonna need to be.
Super Mrazek.
He's gonna need to be a hockey god tonight to keep the Hawks in this one. Stranger things have happened. You know, the Oilers could be like, oh man, they don't got their. They might be like, oh man, it's the Blackhawks before, and now they're like, oh, they don't have their top 2 defensemen. We really don't have to try tonight.
Yeah.
And then maybe the Blackhawks
That's the
surprise
hope.
them. I don't think that's gonna happen.
No.
I don't think so.
because the Oilers are on what the
They're-
kids call a heater.
Yeah, they've been playing with their hair on
They're
fire.
going to be a playoff team by the end of the weekend at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I joked about it a couple weeks ago. You know, Oilers got to have this day on their calendar circled when they were having their struggles to say, here, this is our get right time. They've gotten right, and they've come into today's game with 7 straight wins. Like McDavid's on some ridiculous, 25 points in his last 6 games or something like that. Like it's ridiculousness. So that version of the Oilers now playing the Blackhawks. Yeah, this game is if it's within 3 goals, you should be impressed.
Steven, it's in Slack.
No, it's not.
I'm looking at it.
That's the wrong Slack, Steven.
Yeah, you're in the wrong Slack, bro. Blackhawks beat.
Yeah, nah,
You're in the wrong
You're in the
Slack.
wrong
We're looking
one.
at it.
I was on my laptop.
you're in the wrong one.
It's not showing up on my laptop. I don't know what to say.
If you want to know what's going on, we finally have the lines,
We
but
have
we're
the
gonna
lines.
we're gonna let Steven make his graphic before we reveal them. While he's doing that, should we play Connor McDavid, who spoke about Connor Bedard this morning? Are we ready to do that?
If Steven's ready to do that.
All right, let's do that, and then we'll give you the lines on the other side of Connor McDavid.
Spent some time with Connor Bedard in the offseason, I believe, doing some training. What impressed you the most about him being on the ice with him?
Well, obviously, his shot is really what jumps off. But I was impressed just how smart he was, how skilled he is, how good he is with the puck. I mean, anytime you're like you're a player of his stature, you're going to have a lot of different skills, and he's got all the tools in the toolbox.
He's going through something that you went through in your rookie year in terms of just, a lot of attention and that sort of thing. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to him, but what advice would you give a player like that?
I'll answer this question for the 1,000th time. I don't get. There's not much advice that goes on around the league. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows what he's doing. He's got a good group of guys on the other side to help him if he ever needs it, and he seems like he's handling everything well.
One of the impressive things is that he comes in with a lot of talk about his shots. Everybody knows he's going to look to get that shot off, yet he's still been able to consistently do it, even though everyone's looking for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what great players do. Obviously, you know it's coming. Like Ovechkin, his shot's coming, but here he is chasing down 800 some odd goals. So, the great players can do that, and obviously he's one of those guys.
There is Connor McDavid before the game today. And you know what? I want to praise Connor McDavid, not only for being
easy to
the
do.
guy that will probably go down as the best hockey player ever when it's all said and done. Him saying, can we stop with the advice thing? I think that's something that we all like to pretend happens and I'm sure that Connor McDavid took Connor Bedard aside and offered all this advice. McDavid said, there's not a lot of advice going around. Guys do their own thing. They play their own game. They learn from watching. And if someone's got a question, sure. But I think that's something that maybe we overblow a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Connor Bedard and his cooking adventures.
Yeah.
They just say it just to say it.
Right.
But
the fact that he was just dismissed it. No, I don't have any advice for Connor Bedard. I don't. No.
Why would he? He's worried about other things.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like they train together. in the summer at the the BioSteel camp.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they probably, exchanged pleasantries and said, hey, going to be cool to play against you one day and, keep putting in the work, all that stuff. But, like, that's probably the extent of it. I'm sure they're not exchanging texts constantly back and forth and, up all night having conversations about what it's like to be a generational talent. No, there's guys on this Blackhawks team that Bedard should be having more conversations with than with Connor McDavid. Down the line, if McDavid wants to be on the Blackhawks, and the two of them can have as many conversations as they want. So much advice to be said in that locker room. But until then, yeah, McDavid's probably worried about his own team.
Yeah. Steven, check your Slack again.
The right one this time.
You got too many dicks.
I'll fix it.
3 of them.
Are we after dark yet?
Almost. Oh, we're after dark.
Oh, where's
it's been dark for 5 hours. I know that, but I'm just,
We are well after dark. That's for damn sure. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, and you got these great guys, and these two are always going to be compared to each other, and it's the question's going to get asked, but I just think I appreciate McDavid not just like placating the question just for the hell of it. You know, it's because it's something that I think we lean on it too much. Speaking of that,
and I think it's a little different out in Edmonton because I'm sure he is so freaking tired of talking to these guys, especially after the start they had. He's just like, I hate all of you.
You suck. You're cool.
I was gonna say, I'm sure his time in Edmonton has chipped away at his.
He's just like
placating the media.
Yeah, he's not sugarcoating anything now.
No,
like, no, I don't do that. Next,
he has aged like a president too. That kid, man.
Well, that's what happens when you play in Edmonton.
By the way,
more and more
of,
looking like William H. Macy and Shameless.
Yeah, a little bit. Speaking of comparing, we made a graphic today on social media. Go check it out. It's really good stuff. But comparing Bedard's rookie season and McDavid's rookie season through 27 games. That's where we're at right now. Through 27 games, Connor McDavid in 2015-16 had 10 goals, 20 assists for 30 points. Connor Bedard has 11 goals, 12 assists for 23 points. Now that is a roster difference.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That 2015-16 Oilers team had a lot of talent on it.
They had Taylor Hall, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Jordan Eberle was still there.
Eberle, yeah, that was a team that
pretty good team.
Should have been pretty good. Yeah, I want to say.
And you had Draisaitl. He was only 20, but he had 51 points that year.
Was that also his rookie year, or was the year before?
He might have played a little bit the year before.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. So you had Draisaitl, you had Eberle, you had Hall, you had Nugent Hopkins. I think
he had a much better team.
Darnell Nurse was there by that time, maybe. Yeah, there was much more talent. Like even for those guys all being like young in their career, they were established as good players. And then you brought in McDavid. So like you throw in generational talent McDavid who lived up to his hype and then some coming out of his draft year onto a team that had established young guys. And yeah, I mean, he ended up playing 45, 46 games that year and had 50 points ish. So, like, he was on a point-per-game pace as a rookie, and Bedard is, not a point per game, but close. He's on pace for, 71
70-ish, yeah, right about
this
70.
Year. Like, that's totally fine on a team with almost nobody to play with. Like, it's almost – if you adjusted for roster talent, it would be very even.
Yeah, Connor McDavid – only played 45 games that year because he had the broken collarbone.
Yeah.
Still finished third on the team in scoring.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
48 points in those 45 games. Draisaitl had 51. Taylor Hall led that team with 65. You had Jordan Eberle, Benoit Poulet.
Oh, sure.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Neil Yakupov was still on that team.
He was still there, okay.
With his 23 points in 60 games. So a young Pat Maroon.
Nice.
So they had some.
He was a medium rig at that time.
Yeah. Darnell Nurse was on that team.
Okay.
So and Adam Clendening played 20 teams on that.
Blackhawks legend.
Yes,
Adam Clendening.
Yes, he did. So not a great team, but more talent around him to start.
More people to pass to.
Yes. Yeah. Obviously, with those assists, he had guys that could actually finish a play. All right, I think
Do we have
I
our
think I
lines?
got it
We've
right.
got the
Yeah.
lines. We've got the lines ready to go.
Steven's struggling.
This was a really rough one for me.
He's struggling today. That's all right.
He had on the
This
original. He
guy's-
had two Jason Dickinsons. Corey
this
Perry
guy's
still in the
dead.
lineup.
Corey Perry was still on the team.
The way it
somehow.
wasn't Slack, it was like stacked weirdly.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sure.
A lot of Slack.
Blaming everything on Slack tonight.
complaints.
It's
today.
been you know what? It's been a while since like the four of us have been here.
Yeah.
So we're all kind of out of
Yeah.
sorts right now.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Pick it up.
Top line, left to right, Donato, Bedard, Kurashev, Beauvillier, Tyler Johnson, Taylor Radish, Foligno, Dickinson, Anderson, Reichel, Gutman, and Whistle, your D pairs. Vlasic and Crevier,
It's a lot of
Phillips
speed,
and
size.
Murphy, Roos and Zaitsev, with Mrazek in goal.
Hey, at least they're all big.
Yeah, T's and P's to Peter Mrazek.
Kind of like that fourth line, not a traditional fourth line. You're giving somebody else with a little bit of offensive ability to play with Lucas Reichel.
I like that too.
It's not just Lucas Reichel and Reese Johnson and McKenzie. We got Gutman down there. I think Gutman, having a guy like Reichel on his wing, can do a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Johnson and Radish have issues shooting and then finishing, but so does Reichel. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Somebody's got.
Hey, I'm
play
looking
together.
for something.
So it's
interest.
second line and three third lines. That's what the Hawks have in this one.
So
If that,
yeah,
yeah.
it's basically last year all over again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I just all I can think of as we prepare for this game is the scene in Slapshot when Denny Lemieux is getting lit up and they have to he's having a meltdown in the dressing room and the trainer has to hold him down and calm him down. That might be Mrazek in this one. Let's just
Yeah.
hope the groin holds up and just get out of I think just get out of this one with healthy. But hey, all this shit talking we're doing, all this gloom and doom we're giving, watch the Hawks win this game 3-1.
Look, most most
bet you
pregame
$1 they
shows,
don't.
most pregame shows, when we come in very confident, we go postgame shows and we're very upset with the effort.
Yeah.
It'll probably be a pregame show where we're expecting the worst. We're gonna have a pleasant postgame show because it'll either have been a close game, or they might upset them. Who knows?
Just play hard. That's all I ask for.
That's it.
Play like you give a crap and let the chips fall where they may.
What I think
Simple.
they kind of have to.
Yeah. Play in your play simple. Play in your structure, and don't get your dick kicked in.
Go get them, boys.
That's why I'm not a coach.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's give our Who's Your Hawk, and then we will head over to the our massive theater seating area to watch the game. I have the first pick because I suck. I'm going to take Connor Bedard and not overthink it. I need to get back on the board here. I
big
don't
of
think
you.
I need a lot of explanation on this one.
I'm galaxy braining it, and I'm going with Alex Vlasic because I, if memory serves me right, I don't think anyone has picked Alex Vlasic this season.
He's too busy winning every fourth start of the game.
Yeah, well, now I'm gonna try and get some luck with Who's Your
hey,
Hawk.
you know what? There's a really good chance that we're going to the game scores, and
That's possible. Yeah,
he might be up there. I'm going with Jason Dickinson, and I might have had a better shot to win this if there were actually two of them, like our first line shirts. I'd have double my odds. But there's only one Jason Dickinson, but that's enough. I think
if only we had
he's
more.
going to score. Yeah, if we only had more
Dickinson.
Dickies out there, would be all right.
Can never have too much Dickinson. That's
Never.
what I always say.
That's what she said.
All right, we never do this, but just for funsies, why don't we predict the outcome of this game? Okay. Mario, you want to start us off?
I'm gonna
Predict the
say,
score.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 6-2 Oilers.
Okay.
Both goals by Alex Vlasic.
I will say 7-3. We're going to have a football score. 7-3 Oilers.
That's an Iowa football game.
Yes.
All right,
No,
I
no,
think it's
somebody
going to
scored a
be.
touchdown.
I think it's going to be closer. I'm going to say 4-2.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say 4-2. Maybe 5-2 if the net is empty at the end, but I doubt that will be the case. So I'm going to say 5-2, not counting empty netters.
You and Lebowski 5 have the same idea.
The net might be empty a lot tonight. It's gonna be full of pucks.
It's gonna be full.
Full of pucks.
He went for a swim
and we'd be
again.
remiss if we didn't have everybody in your chat. We're gonna embarrass you twice tonight. It's Jay's birthday.
Oh,
everybody
yes.
wish Jay a happy birthday. We'll get him again in the post game
Happy,
show,
happy
but we
birthday.
got to
Dandy 46th birthday.
We got to remember. Yes, yours.
You know?
The Bears defense birthday, the 46th.
Hey,
That's
there you
right.
go.
Exactly right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Maybe they give you a big birthday present and give
That'd be
you
nice.
Yeah.
That'd be
a nice
nice.
win. They only score 6 goals and they hold Connor McDavid off the board, so I lose my bet.
There you go. Just
And,
give me a multi-point game from Connor Bedard, and we'll call it a happy birthday.
He's wearing the white. He's wearing the white jersey. He likes to get points with the white jersey.
That's it, because it is a superior jersey, and it cannot be argued.
Yeah, wear him at home.
Yep. I wish. There's another birthday wish for me. Wear him at home. All right, we're going to wrap up the pregame show. We will be back with you after the game, and we want to remind you that the CHGO Blackhawks show is powered by ComEd. It's getting easier for your business to switch to electric vehicles. Learn more at comed.com/clean. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. For Greg and Mario and Steven, I'm Jay. We'll talk to you after the game on the CHGO Blackhawks podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.
No, he stayed back.
You spent some time with